Well, good morning, good afternoon, and of course, good evening, traders from across the globe. Thank you for tuning in to my 2,735th edition of Short-Term Trading Live with Oscar. Traders, it's Thursday night. Friday is coming. We've got reports in the morning. We've got the beginning, which has already started, of earnings season, and there's going to be a lot of volatility out there. Please put your stops in first before you get into a long or short position. I don't care if you're in crypto, if you're in stocks, you're in commodities. I don't care what you're trading options. Put your stops in first. It's a risky business. All right, so we're looking at the OMNI S&P daily bar chart. I had to move it down so I could fit some notes on top, but that's the chart, right? It's the exact chart we always look at. Take a look at this. As I've been showing you all month, the all-time highs were set in OMNI S&P on this day. It rallied up, came down, rallied up. All-time highs were set on April 1st, 2024. On April 2nd, 2024, my OMNI said we're going to get a pullback. And I came out with the video and said, get ready for a pullback. We are looking at bearish conditions. This is what happened since, traders. I mean, oh my God. It is exactly what the OMNI told us would happen. Look at the pullback all the way down here. So now we've pulled back. My question is this all we're going to get? Did we make it to the bottom of the red channel? So as you see, we were in this beautiful green channel, right? Wonderful, beautiful, wonderful, holding, right? Pointing up, 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 up. And then we put the highs in. The analysis changed. We started to head down and created a channel on the way down. Is this all we're going to get? Is that the whole correction? Well, maybe Wall Street logged on to this. Right as earnings season started, the 50-bar moving average gets tagged by the S&P. Right? It gets tagged by the S&P, and we know Wall Street loves this 50-bar moving average. So I went, isn't that interesting? We did not trade today. We made a huge amount of points since the day of this video, trading down in S&P and NASDAQ. On this day, Thursday, we did not trade. We stepped off on this bar. Friday, I actually have an OMNI pointing in up, down, and sideways, so the OMNI's telling me to stay away. All right, I'll do that. We're looking at precious metals. We love the precious metals. I think gold is getting ready to go parabolic on the upside, kids. Silver's going to follow it. In fact, we'll talk about this on Saturday. I want to remind you of something. I've got a live webinar on Saturday. The link is below. Click that link below and sign up for the webinar. I'm going to go over a lot of charts and show you what's going on out there. So keep that in mind. Click the link below. Sign up for the free webinar. I'll mention it again before the video's over. So S&P comes down like we thought it would. Crack. Hits the 50-bar moving average. When it hits, Wall Street seems to come right in and start buying. It's also the beginning, the kickoff of earnings season. So maybe this is all we're going to get. You know when we're going to find out? By tomorrow's close. If the market turns around tomorrow and cracks to the downside, we know what we're in for, right? And of course, if we turn around and do this, well, then the market's trying to go back up, and we'll follow it straight back up. Whatever the OMNI calls for is what we'll do. Right now, the OMNI is basically neutral. It's got bullish, bearish, and neutral arrows for all the indices. If I work the OMNI on S&P, then NASDAQ, then Russell, then the transportation average, then the Dow, and all that stuff, it comes up, one arrow down, one arrow sideways, one arrow up, one arrow down, one arrow sideways. That, to me, is a neutral in the indices. But I'm telling you right now, take a look at precious metals. I think gold is about to go parabolic. In my life watching metals, gold's about to do something dramatic anyway. So take a look at that. And at the same time that we may have found some legs here in the S&P, at the bottom of the channel practically, and the street watching the 50-bar moving average, there's also this. I've got an outright buy signal in Google. And you know how Google goes a lot of times is how the stock market goes. It's a big, massive piece of our stock market. Now, Google has been able to do something really, really interesting. It got above its previous highs and just kept going. boop, 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 boop. And look at it now. It looks like it wants to break out. I've got a buy signal. We're gonna try to trade Google if we can get filled tomorrow. And look at what it's doing here. We're starting to get a channel working in the upper direction, right? It's starting to get steep now. You can put the channel here if you want. It wouldn't make a difference. One bar went through, right? We could say the channel is there. And then we can extend right. And look at how the channels are now pointing much, much higher. Steeper, right? Looking good. So you got to expect that you can be a buyer of dips and Googles. We are going to look to buy dips and Google on Friday. Join me at livewithoscar.com, but more important, this whole video is to get you to join my webinar on Saturday. If you're watching this video Thursday night, the webinar is not tomorrow, it's Saturday. If you're watching this video on Friday, then the webinar is tomorrow, Saturday. Make sure you click the link below. It's absolutely free. I promise to give you some really good charting during this webinar on Saturday. Make sure you click the link and join me. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe always, right? Like, share, and subscribe to these videos. Make sure you subscribe to them now if you haven't already. And then remember, if you're in a trade, if you buy Google tomorrow and it starts going down, don't change your stops, don't change your plan. Leave your orders alone and say this to yourselves over and over again because I know it'll help. Are you with me? Say it with me, kids. 1, 2, 3. Stops are in. Emotions are out. Rock and roll traders, make sure you go to the live webinar on Saturday and make sure you hang out with me at livewithoscar.com tomorrow when the news breaks. I'll see you there.